I was studying the book of Exodus the other day and I found something that stops me in my tracks. Have you ever felt like you were so close to your breakthrough only to have the door shut slam in your face? Or maybe you feel like you're taking the longest possible route to your purpose while everyone else is on a fast track. We often call this a setback. Sometimes we call this bad luck. Sometimes we blame the enemy. But what if I told you that the long road isn't a mistake? What if I told you that God blocked your shortcut on purpose? Today, we are starting a three-part series called The Divine Detour. In the first part, we'll be looking at something that we usually overlook, and that is protection. Let's look at the text. Exodus 13, verse 17 says, When Pharaoh let the people go, God did not lead them on the road through the Philistine country, though that was shorter. Stop right there. The Bible admits it. There was a shorter way. It was the way through the land of the Philistine. It was a straight shot. If they had gone that way, it would have taken them 11 days to get into the promised land, but it took them 40 years to get to the promised land. And you're asking why. The verse continues, For God said, if they face war, they might change their minds and return to Egypt. Here's the revelation. God didn't take them the long road because he was lost. He took them on the long road because he knew what was waiting for them on the short road before they could handle it. Firstly, we want to look at the fact that you aren't ready for the war yet. So, in my notes, I wrote down you would turn back. Think about it. The Israelites were just freed from 400 years of slavery. They were beaten down, they were tired, and they had a slave mentality. They knew how to make bricks, but they didn't know how to wield a sword. If God had led them down the short path, they would have ran into the Philistine, the most professional army of the time. God knew that if they saw a war before they saw victory, then their fear would outweigh their faith. What lesson can we learn? God blocks your shortcut, that relationship, that job, that fast cash, or that fast money venture because He knows that if you had received what you wanted at that particular time, it would have scared you back into the past. Listen, God is not withholding your blessing. God is withholding the battles you aren't equipped to fight as yet. Secondly, let's look at the mercy of the detour. We often complain about the detour, but we never stop to thank God for what we didn't run into. How many car accidents did God protect you from by making you lose your key for 5 minutes? How many toxic relationships did God protect you from by making that person ghost you? How many business ventures fell through because God knew what was up ahead of you? The long road is God's mercy in disguise. He is giving you time to grow, time to heal, and time to build your faith in Him. So when you run in a Philistine, you don't run back into Egypt, but you're able to stand and fight. How can we apply this to our life? Stop looking at the closed door as rejection. Start looking at it as diversion. God is rerouting you to keep your faith intact. If you're on the long road right now, I want you to breathe. Breathe a sigh of relief. You aren't late. You aren't behind. You aren't failing. You are being preserved. God knows your limits. He knows exactly what you can handle. He is taking you the way of the wilderness because He loves you too much to allow a premature battle to destroy your destiny. God loves you too much. God loves you too much. God loves you too much to allow a premature battle, a premature battle to destroy your destiny. I want you to comment down below the word protected. If you can trust that God's detour is actually His protection, let me know in the comments. So comment down below if you believe that God detour is God's protection. And also stay tuned to part two. In part two, we're going to talk about the second reason for the long road, learning to rely on Him. Because once God protects you from the war, He will have to teach you how to survive in the desert. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next part of the series. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye. Be blessed.